Hello and welcome back to my FPL channel. I'm FPL D-Unit. Today you're here for my team selection for the Club World Cup 2025 fantasy game. That's what we're here for. I've also got my final plugs. I've also got the transfer updates for every team that's in there that's made a transfer and is actually registered in their team, and whether they're of any interest to you. We're going to be covering all those players as well, and I'm going to be giving you my final booster strategy ahead of the deadline. And I am going to do a deadline stream. It's going to be at 10 o'clock UK time. The deadline is actually at midnight UK time, Saturday night, Sunday morning. And for me, it's 7 o'clock on Sunday morning, so I'm quite happy about that. Without further ado, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'm going to be back with FPL content very soon because the fixtures are dropping next week. But before we do that, let's get this over and done with. Let's go. So my FIFA final booster strategy, whatever you want to call it, we don't know what the mystery booster is yet. We're not going to find that out until the end of the group stage games. So there's no need to worry about that one, but you can only play that obviously from the round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. So that's all you need to know about that. In terms of match day one, I'm going to be playing my 12th man in match day one. I'm almost 100% locked on the player it's going to be. I'm still doing a little bit of tinkering in my team, but I'm pretty confident with the team I've got, and it hasn't really changed since my first draft video because I'm pretty confident in the team I've actually picked to begin with, and it looks pretty good. No word of a lie. In terms of maximum captain, I have thought about this a bit more. Now, I was originally going to play at match day 2, but then some people that I listen to, that I talk to in my group chat and stuff like that, they started talking about the fact that maybe maximum captain might be better for the final. Now, we don't know what that mystery booster is going to be, but I can see the merit of that because the finals, generally speaking, are low scoring. Sometimes you get a random goal, and realistically, you're probably going to have the player that scores the most. Will you captain them though in the final? That's a really good point. And for that reason, I think I don't mind that play. I really don't mind that play. So for that reason, I'm 50-50 on whether I play it in match day 2 or whether I play it in the final. In terms of the wild card, again, that's either match day 3 and I target the fixtures and just go ham, or I play it in the quarterfinal stage where potentially I might target a bunch of players that might get knocked out. Then I don't have to waste transfers, take minus points. In reality, it probably makes sense to play at match day 3 the more I think about it. But part of me is like going, let's just have a bit of fun, make the quarterfinal stage that a little bit more interesting and play your wild card then. And mystery booster, as I said, we don't know when that's going to be, but it's there. It's going to be coming out. Just got to wait and see. Hopefully, it's another assistant manager. That'd be brilliant. I can get aboard on that. So the fixtures really quickly, they are there. They start on Sunday, obviously at 15th of June, which is 8 o'clock in the morning. Actually, the deadline is actually an hour before the first game. Whereas in FPL, it's 1.5 hours. It's 1 hour here. Will we get team leaks? Are team leaks even relevant? Like Al Hilali versus Inter? I think the only person or player that anyone's going to own from any of those teams is probably Lionel Messi because of the fact he's Lionel Messi. Other than that, I don't think it's relevant. In terms of FC Bayern and Auckland, I've looked at the bookies odds and they seem to think that Bayern Munich are going to field their first team, whatever you want to call it, their full strength first team. If they do, surely they hit Auckland City for 10 goals. Like, who are they? Where are they from? Are they any good? I don't think they're any good. So I can just see lots of goals. PSG versus Atletico Madrid. Now, I am interested in a lot more PSG players and I only have one in my lineup at the moment, but that game is hard. And realistically, first game of the group stage, are they really going to be going for it? I don't really think so. So I think they're probably in a void for most of their players. Then we have a look at FC Porto, who I really love. And I have a triple up on FC Porto, FYI, for the team selection part of this video. Then obviously Chelsea's obviously got LA Galaxy, which looks pretty good on paper as well. Some of the other fixtures look pretty good. Borussia Dortmund versus Fluminense. I don't know how good that's going to go. River Plate versus the Red Diamonds from Japan. That should be a pretty easy game for River Plate. Inter versus Monterrey should be pretty good as well, which is why I've got a couple of Inter players. Man City versus an African team. Surely that's one-sided. Surely Haaland gets on board. And then Real Madrid versus Al Hilal. That's probably the other fixture that takes my fancy in this particular game week. So really quickly covering my group stage predictions again, and I am expecting FC Porto to win Group A, PSG to win Group B, FC Bayern to win Group C, Chelsea to win Group D, Inter to win Group E, Borussia Dortmund to win Group F, Man City to win Group G, and Real Madrid to win Group H. So I'm favouring all the European teams. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know South American football as well as I should. Arguably, all those things are correct. But for me, I think realistically, the European teams have dominated the Club World Cup format for a long period of time. I can't really see that changing. Like the budgets on offer, I struggle to get on board with anything else other than a really good results for the European teams. For that reason, I've got a lot of the South American teams finishing second in the groups and potentially making the knockouts. I don't really see any of them winning their group stages. That's just my personal opinion. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. So the signings made and registered for the Club World Cup. So ironically, Man City actually made 4 signings. So they signed a goalkeeper as well. However, I checked and he hasn't been registered in the World Cup club squad. But 3 players were. So 6.5 million in the game ranges. He came in from his AC Milan. He's a midfielder. 7.1 million Cherky, not Xerxes, that sounded really bad. Cherky, I think it is. Midfielder, he came from Lyon, looked really good against Man United in the Europa League. 5.7 million, 8 Nori defender. He's definitely a player of interest. Now, the other 2, I think that potentially they start on the bench. Like Pep, is he going to really start him straight off the bat? I can't really see it. Then we go to Chelsea, 5.5 million Sarr, defender. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be at match game time, to be honest with you. 6 million Delap forward. I think that he will probably start on the bench and Jackson will be the starting forward. But I suppose we'll see after match day 1. Maybe it's the other way around and then it could be a good. And 4.1 million Isugo. He's a midfielder. I don't think we're going to see much of him in this particular format, so he is not really a player of interest. Real Madrid, 6.4 million Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not going to lie, he is a player of interest. I just think that his attacking returns, his attacking output could be really good here for Real Madrid. Hodgson obviously comes from Bournemouth, 5.2 million. Again, he's a defender. I would expect him probably to be starting as well. Again, I don't know if I'd be bringing him in though. In terms of Al Hilali, I think that's how you say their club. Trezeguet, 4 million forward, 4 million Ben Romdanhani, midfielder. Again, I don't think anyone's really going to be targeting them, but they have signed those 2 players and they are registered for the thing. Porto obviously have bought in Vega in the midfield for 4.5 million. Again, I don't know if he's really relevant in this particular game. Red Bull Salzburg bought in Krakzig, defender, 4.5 million. He will probably start, I would imagine, considering the fee that they paid for him. 6.3 million, Luis and Enrique, midfielder for Inter. I don't know if he starts either, if I'm being brutally honest. Tar probably starts for Bayern Munich, though. He's been bought in, 5.5 million, centre defender. Again, I don't know if you really want to be targeting that. You want to be targeting the Bayern forwards rather than the defenders, I think. Then Borussia Dortmund. Now, they signed 4 million Jan Kuto, defender, from Man City for 20-odd million pounds. I was like, what? Who is this guy? He must be from the Man City Academy. Unless I read it wrong, I wouldn't be going anywhere near him. Bellingham, 5.7 million midfielder. Could be really good. Again, he probably is going to be eased in from the bench, so I don't know if I'd be going in with that. Jorginho, 5.5 million midfielder. He probably starts for Fluminense, but realistically, he's not going to be getting that many points, I don't think, other than probably winning tackles. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Probably gets booked as well. So my players of interest that aren't currently in my team, and I just wanted to cover the ones that are of interest that I have been thinking about, can I squeeze them into my team or not? So Kylian Mbappe leads the list, 34 league appearances last season. He got 31 goals and 3 assists in those 34 games. He literally averaged an attacking return every single league game. And considering he started pretty poorly, that's pretty damn good. Yeah, and look, honestly, Real Madrid's group is pretty damn easy. He's probably going to be really good. Trent Alexander-Arnold, to all the Liverpool fans out there, I feel sorry for you. How has he learned Spanish? He did his full interview in Spanish, the ultimate troll. And I thought it was really funny. There's some good memes about, like, maybe he should have asked Roberto Carlos the words for, like, cover, sorry, help me. Because realistically, I think Real Madrid have inherited a defensive problem. However, I think for the group stage, Trent Alexander-Arnold's really good. He had 33 league appearances last season, 3 goals, 7 assists. I would be very unsurprised if he got off to an attacking return on his first few games for Real Madrid in the group stage. Let's be honest. The dude knows how to attack. Defending, probably a different story. Then we've got Ryan Ait-Nouri, signed for Man City. I I don't know why it says 7 league appearances. It's 37 league appearances he had for 4 goals, 7 assists. So he actually outperformed Trent Alexander-Arnold. He obviously played 4 more league games because he had 37, not 7, and not 33. But he was also really good. And I think Man City, it's going to be interesting to see. I've got Guardiola on my team at the moment, but does that impact now that Aït-Nouri's shown up? We're probably not likely to see Guardiola left back anymore. You would think that'd be Ryan Aït-Nouri. For that reason, I'm a little bit concerned with that pick at the moment, which is why I'm also considering Trent Alexander-Arnold. So the second lot of players of interest, and these are mainly, as I said, PSG have that hard game against Atletico Madrid, and honestly, these 2 players fill me with great confidence. I probably will own them before the end of the tournament. So Ousmane Dembele, 29 league appearances last season, 21 goals, 8 assists. I mean, the dude left Barcelona, was probably not the best signing for Barcelona. He's gone to PSG and absolutely torn it apart. Like, he's been so good for PSG. I really like him here. Then we've got, I'm going to butcher this guy's name, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia. 31 league appearances across Serie A and League One over the last season. 9 goals, 6 assists. He was really good in the Champions League, though. So his stats there were really good. And then we have Lionel Messi. They are obviously not through their season at the moment. They're currently midway through. He plays in the MLS now. You got to take that into account when you read these stats, but the stats do look pretty good. 13 league appearances so far this season. He's got 10 goals and 5 assists. If you look at I think it's the CONCACAF Champions League or whatever it is as well, his stats in there are actually really good as well. Will he do well against Al Hilal or whatever you want to call it in the first match day? Probably. But again, I think when it comes to versing the other teams, I just can't see him really delivering. So for that reason, for me, at the moment, he's not my team. So, as I said, I am going to be playing my booster, my 12th man in match day 1, and it is going to be on Erling Haaland. I'm almost 100% convinced it's going to be on this man. They've got a nice, easy fixture against Wydad Casablanca, which is an African team. I would expect Man City to wipe the floor of them. Lots of new signings to get involved. But there's one constant we learned from FPL last season, that when Erling Haaland is fit, he plays. Like that, Man City have a lot of rotation. Erling Haaland is not part of that rotation. Guardiola, you could argue, by the end of the season was not part of that rotation as well. And again, just a quick reminder of his stats from last season. PL appearances, 31, minus those injuries. Still 22 goals, 3 assists. He had an XG per 90 of 0.72. Unbelievable stuff. And an XA, expected assist per 90, of 0.07. He's an easy 12th man. And I think that this man will want to repay the faith, considering I wasted my triple captain on him during the FPL season. For that reason, I think he's going to come good, and I have every faith in this man. So, on to my team selection now, and this is my final draft. This is what I'm going to be looking at ahead of the deadline. Now, I've got 0.9 million left in the bank, and I'm quite happy with the way the team is looking as things stand. Obviously, Haaland, I'm playing my first boost of the 12th man in the first game week, first match day 1. Haaland is going to be that man. He's locked in pretty much. Then we've got Somner in goal. Now, some people will say Inter ship 5 and they've got a new manager. Are they going to be that good? I still really like Inter. I think they've got a pretty easy group. And Somner is a bit cheaper than some of the other goalkeepers that are going around. So for me, I don't mind doubling up. I hate doubling up in defences in general, but for this kind of tournament, I think it's going to be imperative anyway. Hopefully they keep a clean sheet. Hopefully Dumfries gets a goal as well, which would be nice, or some sort of attacking return, and I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. At the moment, I'm currently starting Guardiola and Cucurella. However, I'm probably going to do a little bit of manual subbing here, and it's likely that one of them, I think it's Guardiola has got the later fixture, will actually hop on the bench, and I think it's Hakimi or Francisco Moura will come onto the defence instead, and I'll just see how they go. If they do no good, then I'll sub them up. That's the genius of the sub tactics in the Club World Cup. I wish they had that in FPL, because I tell you what, I would have not have left any points on my bench this year at all. But it is what it is. Cucurella against LA Galaxy. Look, I'm not going to lie. It's possible he gets a 15-pointer. It's really possible he gets a 15-pointer. Chelsea's defence has been really good. Cucurella has been getting forward and getting goals from that left-back position. So for that reason, I quite like him there. Obviously, I've got, when we look at the midfield, I'm leaving Mastriano on the bench. He's actually going to be signing for Real Madrid, but he will be playing the Club World Cup with River Plate. So you'll think it's kind of his swan song. How he performs is going to be interesting, which is why I put him on the bench to begin with rather than put him on the field. and Rodrigo Mora takes his spot instead. Now, Rodrigo Mora is young. He finished the season really well for FC Porto, and I'm quite excited about what he can do in my team. Obviously, I've tripled up on FC Porto, as you can see. I've obviously tripled up on Bayern Munich as well. Then I've got Musiala, Elise, and Palmer. Now, Palmer, I think, is just going to tear up against LA Galaxy. I expect Chelsea to do really well there, and he's still going to be at the heart of it. I think his form at the end of the season in terms of the Europa Conference League, that was the Palmer of old. Hopefully we see more of that, and that's why he's in the team. Elise is a no-brainer, but he's the best Bayern attacker outside of Kane in that team. His attacking returns last season in the league were just unbelievably good. And Musiala's better than Koeman, better than Gnabry, better than Kimmich. The only concern is that he has been a little bit injury prone and potentially he may not start, but in reality, he's probably the third best Bayern attacker. For that reason, he's in the team this week for match day 1. And then obviously I've got Rodrigo Mora, as I said, the budget midfielder there from Porto, enabling the draft. Then we look at the forward line, and this is where potentially I could bring in Mbappe for Geraci from Borussia Dortmund and then make a few moves in the defence in order to free up the funds, in order to bump up, find that extra 1.1 million. It's definitely possible. Kane obviously is the captain. I mean, it makes no sense to pick anyone else really. Match day 1, Auckland City are going to be spanked. It's just a matter of how many goals really, to be honest. And then I've got Agaoa, who a lot of people have been talking about Pavizdo. I can't even say his name. The dude from Benfica, whatever his name is. I don't know why you'd go for him when Agaoa did probably just as good for Porto. I just don't understand it. I think it's much musness. You can save some money. So for me, Agaoa is a bit of a no-brainer. Obviously, then I've got Amani on the bench from River Plate, Mastano, Francisco Mora, and I've got Hakimi on the bench at the moment. Now, obviously, I've spent up pretty big in defence. 4 premium defenders there. Maybe I don't need to do that, but I like the flexibility. You've got multiple transfers per match day, and for that reason, that is why I've gone with that lineup. That's what I'm looking at ahead of the deadline. It probably will change. The card's ready to go. It's ready to fire on decisions on the stream, so make sure you join me for that. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. It's just something to fill in the time really in between FPL, isn't it? Then lastly, onto my final decisions and final thoughts ahead of match day 1. What is your booster strategy? That is what you need to nail down. You've got 4 boosters, 4 chips to play. You've got 7 game weeks to do it. 3 group stage games. Then the round of 16, quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. Yeah, 7 match days to play all 4 chips. It's not a long game. It's going to be over pretty quickly. Yeah. Which fixtures to target, and can we expect full-strength teams? Now, FIFA have basically insisted that teams play their full-strength teams. And the fact that Real Madrid, Chelsea, Man City have been signing players for the Club World Cup makes me think they're going to take it seriously. Now, do they take it seriously in the group stage? They've been told by FIFA to take it seriously, so they should be playing their full-strength teams. Will they? I mean, the bookies think that Bayern Munich will field their full-strength team against Auckland City. I just can't see it. Auckland City are rubbish. They come from New Zealand. I don't even know how they made the tournament. They literally should be getting spanked 10-0 by Bayern. Let's be honest. Do you really need to play full strength if you're doing that? I don't know. New signings. Will they start or be eased into their new teams? I don't know the answer to this question. Like Man City's, as I said, Ryan Aït-Nouri, Reindeers and Cherky. You would expect them all to probably be in the Man City starting 11 at some point during the Premier League season. But will we see that during the group stages? I'm not sure. I think realistically, the most likelihood is that they're probably all going to start on the bench, is my gut feel. And we might see them introduced over the course of the season. It might be really good for FPL. We might get a really good read on how Man City are looking prior to the start of the new season. But for this comp, we really don't know, is the honest answer. And will Bayern hit Auckland City for 10? Bookies give Auckland City, as I said, no chance. I can't actually put a bet on Bayern Munich to win the game. That's how much the bookies think the Bayern Munich have got this game sewn up. That's the truth. So yeah, that's it really. That's all I got. So that brings us to the end of my team selection and final thoughts and my booster strategy ahead of the deadline for match day 1. I will be doing a deadline stream at 10 p.m. UK time. Join me for that, which is at 5 a.m. UK time. 5 a.m. Australian Western time on Sunday morning. So You guys might be enjoying it. I'll have to wake up early. Maybe I'll still be out from the night out and I'll just do it when I get back. But either way, make sure you do it. I will set that stream up for your enjoyment tomorrow. Make sure you join me. The card will be back. I'll be back. And until then, the Premier League fixtures are out next week. So you're after FPL content. It'll be coming very soon when those fixtures drop. That's been the FPL D-Unit. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't already done so. And I'll catch you for the stream tomorrow.